our moderator for the session, Sri Siddhartha Bhattacharya. Thank you, sirs. I may request everyone to kindly take your seats. So the topic, I've mentioned it earlier, we're discussing something which is really, really important. It's about the advancing healthcare delivery in Northeast, and all of us are very eagerly waiting, and I would request a moderator to kindly come forward to moderate the session. Siddhartha Bhattacharya, please.
A very warm good morning to everyone, and welcome to this very important session of advancing healthcare delivery in the Northeast. We are very privileged to be joined by Honorable Health Minister Sikkim, Shri G.T. Dhungelji. On our way, we expect Honorable Union Minister of State, Shri Anupriya Patel, to be joining us shortly. And we have an array of distinguished experts and panelists. So a very warm welcome to all of you. Talking about the topic, the advancing healthcare delivery in the Northeast, we all know that a resilient healthcare system for Northeast is a foundational block for the aspiration of building to quote our Honorable Prime Minister yesterday, the developmental agenda for the 8 or the Ashtalakshmi cluster, which is very, very important for the development of the nation and the extension of India's aspiration towards the eastern part. The healthcare sector in Northeast has enormous potential to attract global investments. It has the necessary talent pool, the expertise, and the entire holistic ecosystem for healthcare to be able to be resilient for not only its 45 million population, but also be a global hub for holistic medical value travel and tourism. A very warm welcome to Honorable Minister of State, Shri Anupriya Patel-ji. Thank you. Thank you. We are very privileged to extend a warm welcome and facilitate Srimati Anupriya Patel-ji, Honorable Minister of State Health. Thank you, Shantanu-ji, for facilitating her. The Northeast is increasingly offering world-class quality healthcare services at very attractive value with significant public-private partnership opportunities. It is also home to some of the best Ayurvedic and alternate medicine centers in the country. Medical tourism can contribute significantly to the region's economy, providing employment opportunities and improving the healthcare infrastructure further. The healthcare sector in Northeast India has tremendous growth potential and abundant, untapped, skilled human resources who have great compatibility with the care and compassionate culture required in healthcare. With the government's focus on healthcare, more and more investments are being made in the sector by both government as well as the private sector. The northeastern states of India continue to overcome many of the unique locational challenges, including variable population density and difficult geographical terrains, necessitating a deeper tertiary medical services, diagnostic infrastructure, medical education hubs, wider health insurance pool net, as well as significant investment into quality healthcare infra, both for local population as well as the medical value travel and the tourism sector. It is therefore important to frame the 3 key issues which we'll deliberate in this session that will need for us to achieve the aspirational goal of attracting investments and healthcare equity in the Northeast. And this should be a model really made in India, not only for India, but for the rest of the world. The first key point is the stronger quality-focused healthcare ecosystem for Northeastern states, as is the topic of this discussion, led by innovative healthcare delivery models at world-class standards with local talent pool. Second, building local delivery capacity to arrest the need for the population, making them self-sufficient and reduce the need to travel outside the region for quality healthcare services. And third is a corridor for really the critical medical value travel and preventive health and wellness, positioning the region as a global medical hub. So these are some of the points which we'll deliberate in this session. I would now request the organizers to play a short video clip talking about the potential of the Northeast. Thank you.
Welcome to Northeast India, a land of breathtaking beauty, rich cultural diversity, and now a rising hub of modern healthcare transformation. With a population of over 45 million, the demand for accessible, affordable, and advanced healthcare is surging, and the region is responding with ambition, innovation, and infrastructure. Under the guidance of the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, the region is fast emerging as a new frontier for medical excellence and investment opportunity. Meanwhile, national schemes like the National Health Mission are extending healthcare access to the last mile, empowering families and reducing out-of-pocket expenses. With unprecedented investments, the region is now home to state-of-the-art medical colleges, advanced multi-specialty hospitals, modern cancer care centers, revamped primary health centers, and a robust digital health backbone. The sector has witnessed remarkable growth in medical education and training infrastructure. The Northeast is now producing a steady pipeline of qualified doctors, nurses, paramedics, and allied health workers. With its abundant biodiversity, the region boasts a vast range of medicinal plants and herbs, many of which are unique to this part of the world. These natural resources offer immense potential for pharmaceuticals, nutraceuticals, Ayurveda, and wellness products. With its geographical advantage, bordering countries like Myanmar, Bhutan, Bangladesh makes it a powerful export gateway to Southeast Asia. This geographical advantage makes the region a high-return investment destination for the pharma sector. From healing traditions to high-tech healthcare, from pharma potential to wellness possibilities, the Northeast is transforming. Come, discover the unexplored. Invest in innovation. Northeast Investors Summit.
I would like to cordially invite Shri G.T. Dhungal, Honorable Health Minister Sikkim, to kindly give his address. Thank you.
Good morning to all of you all. Well, it's nice to be here amidst you all. So at the very outset, I would like, with due permission of Madam, sitting on the dais, all the respected panelists here on the dais, and on the dais and off the dais, all the dignitaries, I would like to take your permission and say a few words on this health sector. Well, at the outset, I would like to thank the Honorable Prime Minister for carrying out the Sindur operation very successfully, which has been a backbone and it has supported us. So we people from Sikkim also are very much behind him, and we have been supporting him, and his support is immense, and Madam and the Union Minister for Health also have been supporting us, so it's very good. So it's proud to be amidst all the learned people here, especially from the medical sector. So to talk about the medical facilities in Northeast, we've talked and we have heard a lot now saying that this is very important and it's expanding, and the potential which we have heard right now, it seems it's enormous. So we've got to harness this potential and take things forward. For that matter, if we see for the case of Sikkim, Sikkim has also been witnessing this advancement in medical technology. We have now fully full-fledged 1,000-bedded hospital. Apart from that, we have another hospital under PPP mode called the CRH, which is being run by Manipal Institute. And then besides that, a lot of other sectors in relation to the far-flung areas where we have the public health engineering sectors, public health sub-centers, public health centers, and we have the units which are based in urban sectors also. So it's going in a big way. And what I see, as far as investment is concerned, I would like to invite all the investors from all over the country, not only the country, even from abroad, because the prospect is tremendous and the opportunities are also very large. So one should take maximum advantage of that. Now for Sikkim, if you see, it's a very peaceful state with serene climate and total political stability. And I think it's the only state where we have all the legislatures belonging to the same party. We have no other party, only one party, that is run under the able leadership of Honorable Chief Minister, Mr. Prem Singh Tamang. And he's been rightly coined as the most popular Chief Minister of India, so we can understand from here. And he's very passionate about health when it comes to health. And if you see, if you come and see in Gangtok, he's made a department on his own where he said Garib Jan Kalyan Prakosta. It caters to the needy and poor people. So for that matter now, getting across all the paperwork, getting through all the officials and all that takes time. But he's so passionate whenever he sees people suffering, especially in the rural areas who are very poor and needy. He goes out of the way, he looks after them, and he has made such schemes that the care which we can give in the states, it's okay. But if it wants some super specialties or centers where it needs extra care and extra dealings, procedures, then he sends them out all the way to Delhi also, to Bombay, from Calcutta, and even abroad. So these are the things where we can see. And then if you guys are interested in Sikkim, we can assure you that we'll have a very easy business type system where we will work out and put things in place so that you don't have difficulties while processing or getting your industry established there. So these will be looked into. And Sikkim, as I said, it's a very serene atmosphere. Then the weather is very pleasant, and people would always love to come there. And our Chief Minister has been insisting that we go in for wellness centers, wellness hospitals, like even Ayush holiday homes we have been harnessing on. Probably the government of India will be considering that also. And for the private sectors and the people, those who would like to invest in that, they are also most welcome, because see, like these are the places where people can invest and earn also at the same time. So we have got to provide medical facilities which are based on quality, but at the same time it should be affordable also. So these have been included and we are working on it. And I would like to mention that Sikkim, even though it's a small state and with less population, but the state-of-the-art hospital which we have with all the experts and all the learned doctors now, people from the neighboring states like Bengal, like Darjeeling, Kalimpong, North Bengal, for that matter, even international patients from Bhutan, Nepal, they come and converge there. So we have large opportunities to harness the potential and go ahead. Then we have other sectors also which we need to look into, like the telemedicine we can use. and the telemedicine, and then with these we can do the consultations in the far-flung areas, then organize and follow up the patients who are needy and who need the care and support for all the health sectors. These things also have been looked into and is being worked into. So anyway, it's a big platform. Today we'll be hearing a lot of things from the panelists and we'll be answering also. So it's nice to be here and hope this panel discussions and other activities which carry out are successful. So I wish you very well for that. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Shri Dungalji, for outlining the vision and the tremendous progress that's happening under your leadership in the state of Sikkim. Now, I would like to cordially and respectfully call upon the Honorable Union Minister of State Health, Shri Anupriya Patelji, to give her welcome address and the address on the theme, please. Ma'am, please, if you can speak from there.
A very good morning. Honorable Health Minister of Sikkim, Shri G.T. Dungalji, Shri Siddharth Bhattacharya, Shri Thawasilan K., Professor Ashok Puranik, Dr. Vibhuti Bodthakur, Dr. Srinivas Rao Pulijala, and all our esteemed participants, my friends from the media, ladies and gentlemen, I am immensely delighted to join you all for this very, very important session under the Rising Northeast Investor Summit 2025, which is focused on advancing healthcare in the northeast of India. And I consider it not just a thematic conversation, but a national priority. Under Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji's leadership, you've all witnessed in the past 11 years how we've been working very hard to grow the northeastern part of India, and we consider it a very, very significant part of the country's development journey. And today we have a very big resolve, a big dream in front of us, that is of creating a developed India by 2047. And when we say developed India, it means developed Northeast. And health is a very important pillar of any country's development journey. Today, as I stand here before you all, I would like to reaffirm Government of India's unwavering commitment to ensure access to quality and affordable healthcare to all our brothers and sisters in the northeast region of this country. Friends, India's healthcare sector has been one of the fastest growing in the world. However, the Northeast has remained unserved for a long time. This is a region which is home to 45.7 million people and covers approximately 8% of India's landmass. But we also understand the unique obstacles and challenges that it poses to healthcare delivery when it comes to the aspects of the northeast regions like a hard geographical terrain, weather conditions, and the ethnic and cultural diversity. Over the years, Government of India and Ministry of Health and Family Welfare has made tremendous strides in improving the healthcare ecosystem. But despite all the vast improvements in the public healthcare ecosystem, there are still a large number of people from the Northeast who've been traveling to different cities of the country, Delhi or Kolkata, even Assam and other parts, the bigger cities, to avail better healthcare facilities. So there is definitely a demand and supply gap, but I do not consider it as a weakness. In fact, that's where a powerful investment opportunity lies. There is so much to do in the Northeast region when it comes to improving the healthcare ecosystem. And the private sector can actually intervene and play an important role in upgrading the secondary and tertiary healthcare infrastructure, improving the diagnostic services, and even providing these specialist services in the region. We mustn't forget that this is a region where now the economy is improving very fast. So there is a rising middle class, and they have increased awareness of health and wellness. They have a purchasing power, so there is a good demand. And nationally also, it's a profitable investment in the national context. Also because India's healthcare sector is growing very fast, as I said before. So it would be very profitable for the private sector to get into exploring this untapped frontier, which is the Northeast. And right now, there is a very low level penetration, so not many players. So whoever is the first mover is going to benefit from not just the strong local demand, but also limited competition. And there are so many opportunities that exist. Yes, Government of India, along with the state governments, we have been able to scale up the infrastructure, whether it is in terms of setting up cancer care facilities or the Ayushman Arogya Mandir, where we are strengthening the primary healthcare structure, or diagnostics, or multi-speciality hospitals, scaling up medical education, everything. But there is still a big scope for the private sector to intervene. So I would say that there are still many opportunities which exist in terms of setting up maybe multi-speciality hospitals in Tier 2 cities, or daycare cancer centers, even dialysis units, trauma centers. These are so many opportunities that still exist for you and which are yet to be explored. So that is a big scope. Another thing I would say is that Honorable Health Minister also mentioned, Government of India's very prominent initiative has been in terms of e-Sanjeevani, telemedicine. And telemedicine and digital health becomes very viable, especially in the Northeast region, where the terrain is very difficult, where the accessibility issues are a constant feature. So the digital health investors do have an opportunity to set up some very asset-light business models, and which are scalable also, because I said the penetration of the private sector is quite low, the competition is very low. There is so much that you can do, whether it is tele-ICU services, tele-radiology, tele-consultation, AI diagnostics. There is just so much that you can think of and do to serve this especially very, very potential area. Government of India, like I mentioned before, has taken many flagship initiatives, and two of them are, I would like to mention, are the National Health Mission, through which we are trying to strengthen our primary as well as the secondary healthcare facilities, and also the Ayushman Bharat PMJ. So that is basically to provide the biggest health assurance, especially for secondary and tertiary hospitalizations and care. Here also, I would say that the private sector can intervene by supplementing Government of India's efforts and bridging the gaps that exist in ensuring universal health coverage. So one of the ways in which you can contribute is by setting up, say, empaneled hospitals or clinics under PMJ. That could also be one opportunity. And in addition to this, we can actually, Ayush is a separate ministry, but I would like to highlight here about the Ayush mission also, because Government of India has decided to support the setting up of 1,000 Ayush wellness centers and 100 dispensaries, particularly in that Northeast region. And Northeast is an ideal destination when it comes to wellness tourism. So it's a serene environment, as Honorable Health Minister was also pointing out. The weather is very pleasant. So with that scenic beauty and with that peaceful environment, it is a very ideal destination for promoting wellness tourism. So when you can associate with the Ayush Ministry, and there could be that wellness tourism chains that could be done. And another big idea is of medical value tourism, because Northeast is very strategically located. It has proximity with countries like Bhutan, Nepal, Bangladesh, Myanmar. So we have that ability to attract medical tourists who would like to club medicine, healthcare with travel and leisure. And this could be one of the ways of promoting our Northeast and also providing wellness and healthcare facilities, not just to the locals who, as I said before, do have rising income and do have a need and a desire for wellness, but also tourists from the neighboring countries could be attracted. Another very important sector could be pharmaceutical manufacturing. Now, we just went through this presentation where it was shown that, you know, some very unique kind of medicinal plants and herbs only grow in this region. And this is such a beneficial investment opportunity. Northeast is slowly emerging as a hub of pharmaceutical manufacturing, of course, because of the strategic location and the abundant natural resources, and also the policy backing by the state governments and the government of India. So lots of pharmaceutical companies have already stepped into the Northeast, but there's still a huge scope, a huge one, because an investment into this area could bring greater returns. Whether it is setting up of, say, an API or a formulation unit, or maybe setting up a herbal product or Ayush medicine processing plants, or making use of leveraging the PLI scheme that we are running under Department of Chemicals, which falls under the Ministry of Chemicals and Fertilizers of Government of India, or exporting generics and herbal medicines to the neighboring countries. So opportunities are huge. It depends on us how we want to make use of it, because these pharmaceutical manufacturing units, if they once set up there, they'll not just contribute to the concept of health and wellness. It's a business opportunity. It will also contribute to the economy of the region. So that's also another huge opportunity. And not to forget that there has been a big scale up of medical education. Now there are big medical colleges coming up. So you have that local and stable pipeline of this talent also, because for a long time this has remained a challenge that local talent was not available. So people had some reservation going to the Northeast, but now that challenge has also been overcome with so many of the new medical colleges coming up. So there is a whole lot of availability of the local talent pool. And here I would say differently that we have come up with lots of medical colleges and people are getting MBBS degrees, everything. But there's also a scope for setting up, say, allied healthcare institutions or nursing institutions. That's another dimension to it. So there is a scale up, there's an expansion of the medical education also. And when we see all this in totality, we see a very bright picture, a very optimistic picture. And I'm here to urge you all to come forward and explore and harness the huge potential that lies in this region of our country. Rising Northeast is an opportunity for us. It's about rising together, rising with India, rising with the Northeast. So no longer Northeast is on the margins. It is very much the priority of the Union government today, and we consider it a critical pillar of our Act East policy. So I would urge each one of you to make best use of this opportunity and act on the moment, because it is really the time to act and contribute to India's equitable growth story. And there is just so much that we can do, not just to grow our Northeast region, but to contribute to the bigger dream of a developed India by 2047. So these were some of my ideas that I wanted to share with you. I see a lot of optimism and energy, and I'm sure that is all going to translate into the development story of the Northeast region of India. With this, I convey my best of wishes to all of you who have come from every nook and corner of the Northeast or maybe country. And I just hope that this summit leads to some very, very fruitful outcomes. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.
to extend a formal vote of thanks to Honorable Minister Shri Anupriya ji. And thank you so much, ma'am, for your wonderful address and appreciate it. So this brings us to the next step of the discussion, which will be the panel discussion. I can come in there? Achha, theek. So coming to the next step of the discussion, which would be an eminent exchange of ideas with the distinguished panel of experts. Both the honorable ministers have laid out a number of very important pointers. I'll kind of summarize a few of these pointers so that we can dive right into the expert panel. Number one, the tremendous commitment of Government of India and the state governments towards really integrating and really building Northeast as a foundational region for Viksit Bharat 2047 as a part of the Act East policy. Rising Northeast means rising together, and the entire India rising with all the states together. Given the demand-supply gap, there is a real investment opportunity for private sector in many, many areas: medical value, travel, we talked about telemedicines, we talked about wellness, the first mover advantage for a lot of the private investors, public-private partnerships to strengthen government programs, National Health Mission, the ambit of PMJY achieving the scale of universal health coverage, manufacturing opportunities in specialty sectors, pharma, unique formulations, the medicinal plants, values in the Northeast, developing medical education, skilling, and a number of aspects. We are privileged to be joined today with a group of 4 eminent experts whom we can bank upon in different aspects of these ideas. Shri Thawasilan K, Commissioner and Secretary, Nagaland Health Protection Society. We look at the area of insurance and the ability for us to risk pool the population's health expenditure pool, really. So we'll rely upon you on the health financing side, sir. Professor Ashok Puranik, who is the Executive Director, AIMS Guwahati, both on the medical education, research, and the healthcare delivery. We will rely upon you a lot of these ideas. Dr. Bibhuti Thakur, Director of the B. Barua Cancer Institute, both from a medical college as well as the area of non-communicable diseases. We'll look at your ideas and thoughts, sir. And Dr. Srinivas Rao Puli Jalash, the CEO of Apollo MedSkills Limited, in the very important area of talent acquisition and talent development and skilling. I would like to open up by requesting Shri Thawasilan K, maybe to give his opening remarks given what both honorable ministers have spoken today. Thank you.
Right. Thank you, Shri Siddhartha. So I handle the Nagaland Health Protection Society. So we have a limited mandate. We have the Ayushman Bharat Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana and the Chief Minister's Health Insurance Scheme. So Nagaland is the first state in the Northeast to have 100% universal health coverage. Now, I mean, I'll get into specifics a little later as and when we look at healthcare financing models and other associated problems that we see with implementing a universal health coverage. But given the speech by both the honorable ministers, there is tremendous opportunity in terms of, if you look at one specific area, it would be tertiary healthcare. Most of the people in the Northeast, I mean, barring Assam to some extent, a lot of them look at destinations outside the Northeast for tertiary healthcare. So Nagaland, for example, just has a handful of tertiary healthcare institutions, and that too they focused in Dimapur and Kohima, which are the two main urban centers. But the rest of the districts, they're all either dependent on Dimapur or Kohima. They'll have to travel outside, those districts with access to Assam. They head there. Else they travel to Calcutta, Delhi, Mumbai. Chennai, Bangalore for their tertiary healthcare. So that is one major area which investors can look at in terms of filling up the gap. There's a lot of demand, but the supply at this point is extremely limited. Another area where investors can look at is the field of medical education, especially allied healthcare, because obviously, so we have two medical colleges. I'll just put in place Nagaland's context, so that'll give you a sense of what's happening in the Northeast. So after the Nagaland was became a state in 1963. The first medical college opened up in 2023. And so we have a second medical college that's coming up, and we're looking at partners for helping us run the second medical college. So healthcare education is a major area, and plus also, what we've seen is there's a demand for a lot of personnel from the Northeast when it comes to to be nurses or provide care to senior citizens, and there's a lot of interest that's coming from Japan and other countries with rapidly aging population. So allied healthcare. Creating nursing institutions, nursing schools, creating certificate courses for paramedics and other healthcare technicians is another area that investors can look at. And I think, Nagaland again is one place which you have extremely unique herbs and medicinal plants. So we have that's an ongoing opportunity for anyone who's interested in setting up. Pharmaceutical manufacturing or related Ayush medicine preparation. So I think these are broad themes, areas where the Northeast offers tremendous opportunity, and like the Honorable Union MOS had mentioned, the first mover advantage is going to help anyone who takes advantage of the gap there and sort of fills in the gap. So I think that would be my opening remark, and we would get to what we're seeing in terms of healthcare financing and universal health coverage later on. Over to the moderator. Thank you.
I would thank you so much. Very important opening remarks. So we'll come back to some of these themes and dive a little deeper into them. Professor Ashok Puranik, Executive Director, AIIMS Guwahati, sir, for your opening remarks. Thank you.
Okay. Can I talk from there?
As
Good morning, everyone. I come from Assam, AIIMS Guwahati. I bring my greetings from the All India Institute of Medical Sciences, Guwahati. We are very nascent and young institute in terms of All India Institute of Medical Sciences, but what our problems have been narrated on, I think you can look forward to have a solution at All India Institute of Medical Sciences, Guwahati. We are delivering world-class medical education, cutting-edge researches, and clinical care, the modern clinical care, and soon we'll be moving to the precision medicine also. I'm supported by 123 faculties, 1,000 odd health workers. Already one batch of medical students have graduated and doing internship. We are running postgraduates in almost all the branches. We are offering fellowships in radiology and radiotherapy also. So we have, you name a thing, and we have, like people have been mentioning that people go to Calcutta, Mumbai, Delhi and all that thing. Probably in 2 years' time, the things are going to change. I can tell you, I can promise you that. You know, we are already seeing almost 2,000 people every day in OPD. We have it was inaugurated by Narendra Modi ji on 14th of April 2023. We are just 2 years old, and we have already seen more than 5 lakhs OPD patients. We have already done 2,000 major operations, neurosurgical operations happening, laparoscopy happening, radiotherapy services being offered. The best thing I have is advanced radiology um, interventionalist. So if there is anybody having a stroke, clot over there, some bleed in the brain, it can be managed with the catheters now. And I have got all the wherewithals and advanced machines with me. So the future is very, very bright, but nevertheless, there will be always a space for private players. Certainly, people demand a little bit of extra care, little bit of extra, there are group of people who can afford a better treatment. Certainly, those facilities also exist. And sooner, I can tell you, you people should be opening an office in the neighboring country, let me tell you, because the kind of facilities which I'm going to develop is going to be really very, very amazing. My colleague, Professor Thakur is here. They are also running a very advanced cancer care center. He will talk about, I'll restrict myself to that. And there is a lot of cancer care center which has come up in the Assam looking into the problem of local people. I'll give you an example, like 1 year back, people used to come to Delhi and Calcutta for yellow fever vaccination. In last 20 years, nobody thought that let's open a yellow fever vaccination center. When you travel to Brazil, South Africa and all that thing, where yellow fever is prevalent, you have to get vaccinated and certificate, then only you can travel. And now it's a walk-in facility at our center, So there is a huge difference, getting things at your doorstep and going far away, facing difficulties, traveling, spending money and all those things. So soon they have given me a wings to my dreams. I think I should be collaborating with all neighboring Ashlakshmi states, and there will be, I think, and then the drones are coming, At the moment we are having drone services in the riverine areas, which is not, there is no road existing. There our drone goes with the medical supplies, bring up blood samples, many times snake venom is delivered over there. So we are already running those drone services also. When the drone capacity increases, which is very, very like we use in the war, delivering ammunition and all that thing, soon 2 people will be able to travel with the drones. I hope the sky doesn't, sky fits them. Otherwise, sky will also get crowded and you accident will be happening over there. So with the, I'm trying to sail a dream to the future that in future, all far-flung area will be able to send the drone, will be able to pick up the casualties. The doctor will be able to go over there. And earlier I have served in the Northeast area twice. This is my 3rd tenure over there. And when I was in Army, we had a mandate to serve local people also. So anyway, Army has been also looking after the far-flung area and looking after those local people and tribes. We are doing a lot of research related to the tribal medicine also. We are trying to find that what is the ingredient which can be converted into kind of a patent and can be marketed. A few medicines have already come with the help of National Institute of Pharmaceutical Research over there. We have collaborated with the IIT also, where we will be running a 4-year course to those people who has got biology and the mathematics as a combination. They can join this course. This is related to the big data and the artificial intelligence, so that we indigenously develop our medical instruments. So a lot of things are happening on the horizon. I'm very, very optimistic that you name a field and we'll be working on it. And we are trying to promote local food, local culture, doing research with the tribal healers. So we are involved into almost every sphere of activities related to the medical education, research. I have opened a nursing college also. We are running a BSc nursing course also. Soon we'll be offering paramedical courses. So whatever government can do has already begun and started, and it is the really dream of our Prime Minister, whose conviction is it's not a statement, it's a conviction by him that he wants to see the Northeast state healthcare equal to any part of the country. That is his really great statement, and people are working on it. So I have a lot of optimism and a lot of positive things to happen, and I think we really need to sit down on a table. People are working on silos, it appears. I think on my side, I will also take an initiative. I already got a feeler. I'm already signed a MOU with the Arunachal government. My 70% of the patients get free of cost treatment, let me tell you, because they fall under Ayushman Bharat Yojana. Then we are running all those Amrit and subsidized medicine by the government also. So a lot of good things are happening, and there is a really, the basic concern had been that healthcare is costly. People spend from out of their pocket. So far, I think 30% of the expenditure still comes from though the government has got a very good scheme for the poor people, still people have to spend money from the pocket. So we should try to lessen that particular gap. I'm already running a emergency and trauma center. Soon we'll have a big trauma center and critical care blocks also. Cancer care is already being looked after by B. Barua Center. We'll be also supported in that particular care, especially in the research field. So in every sphere, we are making a presence, and I'm very optimistic that the things are going to improve and it's going to be better. But nevertheless, private people will always have to support the government. There are a lot of CSR activities also happening. So it's all positive. That's the statement from my side.
Thank you, Dr. Purani. I'm just going to now turn to Dr. Bodh Thakur, and I'm going to just maybe ask you one or two very specific areas because we have now heard from two speakers who have kind of covered many of the broader topics. One is this entire question of the non-communicable diseases, particularly in the Northeast, and how is you and your institution working in collaboration with the others? How do you see this tsunami of non-communicable diseases really coming under control? And the second important question is really from, given the low density of population and population really been spread in a few hotspots, when a lot of people from far-flung areas come to seek treatment, once they go back, what are some of the innovative models you are doing to see that the continuum of treatment and they are being well taken care of in the remote hamlets once they seek the quality treatment at your institution? Over to you, sir.
Thank you. Warm good morning to everyone. I am Bibhuti Bodh Thakur. I am the director of B. Barua Cancer Institute, surgeon by profession. And we have been treating cancers of Northeast for the last 52 years. It is a unit of Tata Memorial Center. We are 11 such hospitals across India. You all know Tata Memorial Hospital, so we are part of that. Now to tell you, I would confine myself to oncology rather than all non-communicable diseases, because oncology itself, cancer will give a good mirror to all the different types of non-communicable diseases and the approach to them. One very important aspect of cancer in Northeast is that the incidence of many of these cancers are very, very high, in fact the highest in India, and that is not just scores to the region, that is also a very strong opportunity to develop a science which calls us into the future. Now, in oncology, we will be very often talking about skills. Of course, it's required for all branches of medicine, but more than that, maybe a specialized area like oncology requires it more. So skills in terms of training medical people to properly treat diseases like cancer. But the treatment of cancer does not happen at one time. It continues. So a person has to come, get diagnosed. Maybe, there is a time gap between the time that his diagnosis is taking place to the time it starts. So there is a gap. And the person then comes and takes some kind of a therapy, goes back home, comes for the next, goes back home, gets better, and then he is put on a cycle of follow-ups. But all these interim periods when he has gone home will also have complications. Many of them will have some fallouts of the treatment. And that is where we need a skill set of people to take care. Now let me tell you, the incidence of childhood cancers in Northeast is very high. And childhood cancers is one cancer which is highly curable. Almost 95% in developed countries, childhood cancers are curable. In India, we are touching more than 75%. Now, taking into cognizance this fact, the Honorable Prime Minister of India has sanctioned a 292-bedded unit in our institute to take care of only pediatric cancers. Now, this center is supported by Prime Minister's Divine Project by the by the donor ministry. Now, when we related this to the donor ministry, that it is not just the treatment in the hospital, it is the care at home which will be required. The donor ministry also funded us to start a skills development unit, state-of-the-art skills development unit, to impart those essential skills to all strata of medical categories. Not only just doctors, to nurses, to caretakers, to the pharmacists, to everyone from all the states, so that when these children take care in our institute, they go back in the interim period, whenever they have a problem. It could be very simple, like putting in a tube for feeding. A child is vomiting and we have to put in a tube for feeding. Now that requires skill. And this kind of a skill is to be imparted. You see? So that is one area where I was talking about, is maybe, a good, a network can be created with the help of private partnership. The other area, Honorable Minister from Sikkim, Dongelji, Sikkim is a state which is a little away from us, but it is one of our northeastern states. We have got training programs for doctors and specialists, which is, of course, national medical, NMC certified courses of MCH, DM, and MD. But then we also need trained people in our region for all these services in a very quick time. And for that, Tata Memorial Hospital and Bibura Cancer Institute jointly started fellowship program, and then we have trained three different specialists from Sikkim who are now offering cancer services in Sikkim. So in that way, and sir, I'm also happy to share with you that you had mentioned about telemedicine, and telemedicine can go to the extent of taking care of training. And so we have started, it is in the initial phase, we have started a proposal where Sikkim, Arunachal Pradesh, and ours as a pilot, we will be starting telemedicine. It is a telepathology service for the standardization of pathology diagnosis and the efficient diagnosis of cancers. It is in the initial stage. I am hopeful that in the coming 6 months, we will make it happen with Arunachal and Sikkim, and that will be a model to follow. So that, of course, is with, again, our initiative with a private partnership. Then in similar ways, in treatment of cancers, more importantly than any other non-communicable disease, the standard of treatment, the standard of care is very, very important. And the standard of care has to be not only in one center, it has to extend to all different centers which are giving care. And one way of taking care of that standards, the development of standards, is through clinical research, what we call clinical trials. Clinical trials are a very good way of developing, a very efficient way of developing standards. So in clinical trials, you need to have a controlling center, a hub, which can actually handhold, train, monitor, and give a direction to all the trials to different peripheral centers. A center like ours can play the role of that hub because we also have years together of experience in that. But this kind of a network, if we can develop, it will be a win-win situation for all. For the patients, because they will get the best of the treatment, which is not available in the market otherwise. To the institutes, all participating institutes, because they will have that exercise of developing standards, which will not be otherwise possible. And to the doctors, because they will get a chance to do groundbreaking research. And then when I talk about research in oncology, much of cancer is dependent on genes. You know that. It could be genes of the person who is having cancer. It could be the genes of all the other elements, living elements which are around. Even the bacterial genes, the way they act on our body. So, and most of the, industrial developments related to genes, is all on semiconductors. In fact, the gene is sequenced based on their coating on semiconductors. And the semiconductor industry is coming up in a big way in Northeast. So these are another area of investment, possible investment for the industry.
Thank you.
There would be many. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Bhotthakur. Last but not the least, Dr. Srinivas, I'm going to be very specific in the question I want to pose to you. You come from, of course, private sector and from the world of skilling. You deal a lot with technology when it comes to skilling. What do you see from Northeast is an opportunity really to use the supply side of Northeast? How can you train skill not only for India but put them back into the Northeast and build the local resilience? And what is Apollo MedSkills doing about it? So over to you, Dr. Srinivas. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Siddharth. I think that's a very pertinent question with respect to skills and employment generation in the region. So basically, I represent Apollo MedSkills, which is the training arm of Apollo Hospitals Group. So today, just to give you some numbers in the Northeast, which we have actually researched a bit for this meeting. So there are, out of the 706 medical colleges in India, there are 20 medical colleges now in the Northeast region, and about 13 of them I think are there in Assam, and rest are distributed across the states. And there are, I think, 2 or 3 medical colleges that are in pipeline. This is the medical college status, and number of active doctors who are working in Northeast region today is 25,000. Approximately 25,000 doctors are working in the Northeast region today. This is across the primary care as well as the tertiary care, all put together. Then coming to the nursing institutes, there are close to 6,000 nursing institutions across India, and this is an alarming number. Only 40 nursing institutes exist in the Northeast region, while the nurses of Northeast are most sought. So I think there's a big opportunity to scale in the nursing institute area. In allied health, unfortunately, I don't have the number of institutions because there are about 8 universities in the Northeast region running the allied health programs. There are 14 allied health specialties that are being offered in this region. And definitely there's a huge scope of scale, again in allied health, as we have heard that from the previous speakers as well. So given this large opportunity across the healthcare education, spectrum of healthcare education, there is also another emerging area and most sought area. When people talk about Northeast, there is another area which is support services, which is at the bottom of the pyramid of healthcare education. If you imagine a pyramid, on the top you have super specialist doctors, then you have specialist doctors who are MD, MS, Then you have the MBBS doctors who are primary care physicians. Then you have nurses, physiotherapists, allied health professionals, and support workers. There's a huge demand for support workers from the Northeast region in multiple parts of the world. Whenever we work with Germany, we work with Japan, we work with multiple countries. So when it comes to the aged care giving and also in the nurse assistant areas, okay, so phlebotomy technicians, there's a lot of demand for Northeast resources in that region as well. So there's a big opportunity to scale again in that area as well. So bisecting each area of opportunities in the healthcare education, on the top of the pyramid, I see a great institutions already built. In the last 2 decades, I think a lot of progress happened in the Northeast. I see the AIMS, Guwahati being a very big hub for training the super specialist doctors, upskilling them, super specialists as well as the specialist doctors, possibly as a private player wherever there is a contribution required. I think collaboration is required. Dr. Puranik and I were having an offline chat, including Dr. Bibhuti. So I think collaboration between the states and collaboration between the public and private institutions is key in upskilling the resources at the top level, which is the super specialist doctors and the specialist doctors and also the MBBS doctors. But when it comes to nursing and allied health, I think private participation is required in building more nursing institutions here. Private participation is also required to build allied health as well as support service education. And how to do this? There are multiple ways. And how do we support in the upskilling? Possibly, while the physical part of the training is delivered here, if there is any the digital e-learning methods that we can use for upskilling of the doctors, we will be happy to collaborate and contribute in that area. And in terms of building the allied health institutions and nursing colleges, allied health institutions as well as support workers, there are multiple schemes. I think inter-ministerial collaboration is required here because Ministry of Skill Development, Ministry of MDONER, Ministry of Health, Ministry of Rural Development, multiple departments have got multiple schemes. I think there is a need to converge most of them. There is Deen Dayal Upadhyaya Gramin Kaushal Yojana, there is Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana from Ministry of Skill Development, then there is Heal by India scheme in the Ministry of Health. Then Ministry of MDONER has got a lot of funding available for building the infrastructure for skills. All put together, I think there are a lot of funding opportunities also available. We just need to converge them and use them in the right way to build the training ecosystem in the Northeast. So these are some of the areas I think as my opening remarks, these are some of the things that I wanted to contribute today. Thank you.
So, thank you so much, Dr. Srinivas. I can see that the audience has been patiently waiting and listening. So can I see by show of hands how many of you would like to ask questions? 4, okay, 5, 6, 7, quite a few. So I think what we would do is, I know the session will have to end at 11:45. So I would like to go to the audience. Some ground rules I would like to request the audience to kindly follow. One is please ask your questions pertinent to the theme of this discussion. Number 1. Number 2 is please pose the question to the panel. And of course, we have got diverse expertise in the panel. And the right person who wants to answer, anybody can pick up. They will answer your question. And be very precise in your questions and what is that you'd like to know. So let's open up the floor for discussions. If organizers can pass on the mic. The gentleman at the front row, please.
Hello. Hello, sir. My name is Raj Lama. I'm from Gangtok, Sikkim. My question is to Dr. Ashok and Bibhuti, sir. I mean, what I've noticed is that everybody needs healthcare. And in, especially in Northeast, like, we only have government to invest money for the healthcare. So, like, I was just wondering, is there any way, like, the private people can also be a part with the government to be involved in R&D process? Like if you see like the amount of investment that goes, that is happening only from government side only. Only the government is putting the money for any kind of R&D and any kind of research. So is there any way we can find out so that all the corporates...
We got the question. Got the
Yes,
question.
Yeah, thank you so much.
So, and any of the panelists can take the question, and so I request. You would like to take the question?
So the question was that how non-governmental person can do the business with the government. That's what your question is. How you can make profit like that.
So I think the question is, what would be the private sector engagement model if they want to work with public?
Okay, so like I see a big, like there is a big waiting in our imaging services, lab services. So one can have a kind of another setup within the government with the public-private partnership, or kind of some kind of central government rates decided mutually like that. And you can be the part of the growth. You can be the, you can fill the gap. At the same time, you can do the good business, especially in any tertiary hospital setup, right from the transport to the food, to the catering, to the, the laundry services, the maintenance. There is a ample scope of having the work. This will be my answer.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah. Good morning, everyone. My name is Dr. Rajiv Chibbar, and I am from a medical device company. We are a leading manufacturer of cardiovascular devices called Shahjahan Medical Technologies. Three basic questions here is the entire panel did not kind of like mention medical devices, while medical devices is now one of the biggest industry that is growing at a great pace. We envision almost like a $50 billion industry by 2035. But yes, the challenge that comes here is one on skilling in the entire Northeast sector. The focus on medtech is not there. I've been to NIPER, Guwahati and IIT Guwahati, and a couple of other places there. The focus on maybe biomedical engineers and the related folks that we require is not there. That's why one of the reasons is low investment from medtech companies in that particular region. The second thing is,
Can we put the question?
The second question, so that was the first one, that we require that, so if there could be more traction towards it, that's right. Second thing is, I think not to the Honorable Minister also, the entire Northeast has a lot of resources. When Siddharthji mentioned about the resources, I'm not talking about resources from manpower, I'm talking about resources like nickel, cobalt, chromium and others, which can be actually extracted and a local industry can be looked
Mining
at. So,
part of it.
we would require all of that so that at one point of time, a clustered approach of creating a medical park can be developed.
So would you like to, sir?
Thank you for the question. The thing is that now you're talking about the resources. As far as resources as concerned, if you see, Sikkim has the maximum number of medicinal plants. You're talking about that, isn't it? So this can be brought about, harnessed and developed into something so that the medicines or whatever you make out of it can be distributed, and it'll be for the benefit of everyone at large. So that is there. And for that, if you are interested, you can always approach the government. We are there to help you, and to whatever extent, we'll be there to help and see that you go ahead in these works.
Sir, my focus was on metal devices, nickel, cobalt, chromium and others, which come into medical equipment and medical devices.
Yes. These things are also there, but then as far as metals and other stuffs are there, I think you need to go to other sectors. We in Sikkim, we don't have much of those metals. I think.
So, like you said about the medical devices, the IIT Guwahati, we have collaborated with them, and there is a special support from the BIRAC, and there is a special group of people. They all have been, and it's just matter of few years. Like as I said, we just started the course on big data and artificial intelligence. Ultimately, all kind of precision medicine related to the metabolics, genomics, and all those things, nanotechnology, biotechnology, all these things are being taught over there. People will be specializing. It takes a time to